Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. Today I want to show you how I'm painting a little landscape using the masking fluid, and it make it easier if you using masking fluid. However, and that may be very hard on your brushes, but definitely will make it easier to paint. Uh, do I do this all the time? Not really, but I just want to show you that there's one of the ways to make a painting watercolor easier. Okay, sketch is done, so time to do the masking. I'll be using old brush, so I don't cry when I'm gonna lose it, because masking fluid is very aggressive and it tends to destroy the brushes. Plus I'll be using Mission watercolors in the tubes and show you what kind of colors I'm using. On the bottom I already squeezed some of them to the little containers, and time to do the first wash. In my case, I call this first layer, and I'll be making wet in wet to develop the background of my little landscape. Okay, so let's develop now the foreground. I'll be doing the little trees where the light's going through the branches, and I forgot to tell you that I'm using the bristle brushes. For some reason, I like them better than watercolor brushes, and they just give me the a little bit more freedom. Or perhaps I just get used to paint with a dry brush technique. Here, as I'm wet, very wet with a watercolor, but I still like those brushes, bristle brushes. You may try it, but if you still hang around to the watercolor brushes, that's great, and nothing wrong with it. I still continue working on the foreground and develop the texture for the leaves and the branches. In this moment, I decided to use my sponge, and I just kind of, when the surface is wet, I'm just kind of lifting with my sponge the watercolor paint and make a little lights. So after they dry, I'll be working and cleaning the masking fluid. And as I can see it, there's a lot of whites, which later on I will kind of tone down. But at this moment, I just want to work on my little foreground, little branches and little bushes and a little greenery. Yeah, in this moment you can see it. I'm using a bristle brush and allow me to do the dry brushing. That's why I kind of like it. That's the way I'm working, and I love it. Hard edges, or some people call them cauliflower edges, and those bristle brushes let me create those little areas of drama and hard edges. I'm using variation of the bristle brushes, and it just I kind of like them. So right now I'm working the foreground. They give you little colors. They will, when they dry, get a little bit dull, but that's why I'm going high key at the moment. But when the paint will dry, they will just tone down and will be just fine. And I'll be working the area with brushes to just kind of little, like you see it, I'm just kind of little leaf-free, little lights playing with this to give me this little airy effect with a small brush, just kind of touching surface a little bit and not too much, with a sub green, and this way they will dry and just like wet in wet. And in this close-up you can see it. I'll be covering a little bit those lights created by masking tape or fluid. I will cover them just a little bit, and if I go overboard, I will lift the paint, and I will be working. I will soften the edges of those lights. And right now, I'm just working on the little branches and see it how it works with this strong light that been left by liquid masking fluid. And again, like I mentioned previously, I'm working with bristle brushes, lifting the paint, and the area where the left with the whites are gonna be toned down, and if it's I need a harder, then I will do it. If I overdo it, then I lift the paint, and just that's what I'm doing right now to soft the edge. And this close-up, you'll see at the area that I forgot maybe putting masking fluid. I'm gonna lift the paint with a brush and a little paper towel. In this close-up, I want to show you how I'm working with a lifting paint, and this is of course the bristle brush, so allow me to work slowly, easily, and I have a control over the edge and the surface. I'm mixing water and a little sponge or little paper towel and just kind of work my way all around the painting. And you can see it, some areas still have hard edges, some areas are a little toned down, soft. An area when I want to go larger than area, I work with my sponge, and which is a little bit wet, and it just kind of clean up the area and working my way around the painting. Painting is pretty much done. All I need is to sign it. I forgot to tell you that I use a little bit touch of gouache paint. Okay, so painting is pretty much done. All I need to sign it. I'm using fountain pen. And then later on I'm gonna cover painting with a cold wax medium to protect it, so I don't need to use the glass for exhibition. I hope you like this presentation, and I hope I'll see you soon.